Hey guys, how's it going? Alex here with Big Money Theory. I hope you're doing well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. Normally, I'm doing a market research and trying to find some interesting stocks for you so you can invest and grow with me and make some money. But today, I have a different video for you. I wanted to talk to you about the whole story that happened with GME, AMC, Nokia, and BlackBerry, Bed Bath Beyond, COS, and all of those companies. As you might know already, for the past few days, GME in particular went up crazy. They were gaining 100% every day, and people were making a lot of money on that. But the people who actually were making money were small investors. And there was actually a unique situation that happened during those days. The reason why a lot of people were making money is because it was happening a short squeeze. So what is a short squeeze? A short squeeze is when traders borrow stocks from brokers and they hope that those stocks go down. So they borrow the stock at a particular price. Let's say they borrow the stock at $10 and they are thinking, they're hoping that the price of the stock goes down. So the further the stock goes down, the more money they keep for themselves. So if the stock costs $10 and the price of the stock goes down to $5, they pretty much put $5 in their pocket. Now, if we're talking about, let's say, 1,000 of stocks, then it's going to be $5,000. What was happening, some huge hedge funds were betting against GameStop. And we're not talking about thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars or even millions. We're talking about billions of dollars that were pushing down GameStop to eventually be costing zero. So if the company goes bankrupt, if the stock equals zero, then all those shorts will give maximum profit to those hedge funds. But at one particular point, somebody at Reddit found out that the short positions against GameStop are actually 130%. So they're only 100% of shares, but the shorts were 130%, more than 130%. So what happened is a lot of regular traders like me and you, small guys who might have only a few $1,000s in their pocket, they decided to squeeze out those big hedge funds. So they decided that they don't want that, they don't like that. I mean the shorting, because if you think about it, nobody really wants to short the company unless you want something bad to happen to the company. A lot of people are investing into the company in hopes that the company is going to grow and they're going to make money on that. So if you're shorting the company, that means you pretty much want this company to be dead. It is a legal way of making money on the stock market, but that being said, it's not very ethical. A bunch of people on Reddit, Wall Street Bets subreddit of the reddit.com, they decided to join and they started buying stocks of GameStop. Because there were so many people, there were literally thousands and thousands and then tens of thousands and then hundreds of thousands of people, pouring their money into the GameStop, the price of the stock started going up and it was pushing up and up and up. So what happens when you short a stock is, let's say you put $10 on the short position, you're hoping the price of the stock goes down. But if the price goes up, you actually have to return back $10 you borrowed from the broker, and whatever amount it went up, you actually have to return that as well. Let's say they borrowed $1 million worth of stocks and they shorted them in hope that the stock goes down. And suddenly the stock price goes up, and let's say they bought those stocks for $10. And now the stock costs $100. So now instead of $1 million, they would have to bring back $10 million. And because your losses can be pretty much unlimited, what was happening is those hedge funds were losing literally billions of dollars every day, and they had to close their position. So when you close your position, you actually have to buy that stock. So when you buy that stock, pay the money, the outstanding money to the brokerage, that transaction goes as a buy. So that signals to the stock market that there is even more interest in this stock. And because the small investors were buying the stock and hedge funds had to cover their losses, they also had to buy those stocks eventually. The stock was just shooting to the moon. And everybody was so proud that they were supporting the movement, and they were kind of screwing up the hedge funds. So all those losses from big hedge funds, they actually went into the pockets of regular investors, the small guys. And some people on the subreddit showed huge profits. There was one guy who invested $50,000 into the call options, and he ended up making $50 million. That's just crazy. But what happened is nobody was ready for this, and the fluctuation was so high. The stock was literally gaining 100% a day, 150% a day, 200% a day, and then dropping down, 50%, and then going up another 300%, and then going down another 100%. Because the fluctuation was so high and nobody was ready for this, and that suddenly get a lot of attention from the media, and a bunch of hedge funds were losing money like crazy. Today, Robinhood, WeBull, E-Trades, Interactive Brokers, they all decided to put a restriction on the trading of those stocks. So what they did is now you cannot buy GME or AMC or Nokia or BlackBerry, any of those companies. You can only hold or sell. So what that means is now when there is no access to the money, the stock gonna start dropping down. And the big point about that is no one really knows and nobody really thinks that is legal. So the way it looks right now is pretty much when small guys like me and you are trying to fight against those big hedge funds, and we finally got to the point that we're actually winning. Now we are restricting from doing anything. So if that issue does not resolve somehow tomorrow, Friday, there is a big chance that GameStop gonna drop significantly, simply because nobody can buy any of those stocks. And now we're coming to the issue I personally have. I don't think anybody has the right to restrict your freedom of investing. It is totally up to you how you want to invest, when you want to invest. That's your freedom, pretty much. All those people who are investing right now in GME, in GameStop, they understand there is a huge risk. You might gain 100% or you might lose 100% of your money. But it's up to you to make this decision if you want to invest or not to invest. And when somebody restricts you from doing that, I don't think that's actually legal. And all of that can easily, in my opinion, totally change the landscape of investing into the stocks. Because right now we see that almost if something is going too good, all those brokers can pretty much put a cap and be like, no, guys, you cannot do that. You cannot make money. So those brokers are pretty much preventing me from the possibility of making money. So the GameStop story is crazy. AMC is crazy. They were shooting up 300% per day. I want to show you one stock that went up huge for the past month, but nobody's putting cap on it right now. What's the difference between GameStop and that particular stock? So the stock I'm talking about is actually Bionanogenomics, BNGO. So those guys went up from 29th of December to now 700%. But what's more important, within 3 trading dates, so December 29th, December 30th, and January 4th, look what that stock did. So from January 29th to January 30th, they went up 60%. For one more day, trading day, they went up 130%. And one more trading day, they went up 441%. So within 3 trading days, there was a new year in between them, but if it was January 4th, 5th, and 6th, it's going to be the same. So within 3 days, they went up 440%. Nobody says anything about Bionanogenomics. Nobody puts a cap on them. I didn't hear WeBull or Interactive Brokers or Robinhood restricting the possibility of buying the stock. The only thing different between Bionanogenomics and GameStop is that there are no short positions against BNGO, Bionanogenomics. I mean, there probably are some people want to make money that way, they want to short the position, but it's insignificant. With the GameStop, there were so many, as I said before, they had 100% of shares, but they actually had 130% of shorting. So somebody was shorting somebody else's positions. That's just nuts. How can he short more than 100% of the company? Anyways, so I'm showing you two stocks which went up close amount of percentage-wise. These guys went up 440% within 3 days. GME, let's say, look at this. They went up. At most, these guys went up. Within 5 days, they went up 700%. Okay, it's higher, yes. But if we go, it's the same day. If we go like here, it's the same day, 600%. So these guys within 4 days went 600% up. Biogenomics went up within 3 days, 450%. So those numbers are kind of similar. But because there were some huge hedge funds standing behind GameStop on shorting position, and when they blew up, the whole story blew up to crazy level. Media was on that. Elon Musk was tweeting about it. CNBC was talking about it pretty much the entire day yesterday and today. And it got so much attention that the SEC decided to have an investigation on this, and etc, etc, etc. I don't understand, and this is where it's unfair. Why, as I showed you, these two companies performing kind of similar way, but when there are no big hedge funds included in the story, you can go ahead. You can just make as much money as you want. You can just invest in bionanogenomics, and you can make your 450% within 3 days, and you're golden. But if there is a hedge fund behind the stock that's trying to push it down, and you screw up that hedge fund, now you're in trouble. Now there might be investigations. Now people say it might not be legal to do that. Now you're capping my opportunity of investing more. There are restrictions. You can only sell or hold. Why is that? I don't understand. I don't understand how is that normal. So it almost looks like this entire stock market is manipulated by big hedge funds. So, you know, if a bunch of guys from Reddit would have lost their money, like 1 million guys from Reddit would have invested in the company and they all lose their money, nothing would happen. Nobody would put a restriction on selling. So if you're losing your money, sure, that's your problem. Bad investment, too bad for you. Nobody would put a restriction on losing money for regular guys. But when a big hedge fund is losing money, now there are suddenly restrictions. So that's, you can look at that restriction from two different sides. So on one side, this restriction does not allow you, a small investor, to invest in the company, to buy a stock. So it prevents you, a small investor, from buying a stock. But what it also does, it prevents the hedge fund from losing money on this stock because it has a short position in it. And that's what I think is wrong. That's what I think is wrong with this market. It's not that often when small investors are actually making a good profit on something, or making good profit on, you know, trading on the market. And we are trying our best to invest our money smartly, but sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes we make a better profit. But the only guys who seem to be making money all the time are big hedge funds, and that just frustrates me, and I don't think it's fair. And this was the first time ever when people from around the globe, literally from all over the globe, I know people from Germany, Australia, from China, from Russia, from United States, Canada, from all around the globe investing in this one company. And we finally got to the point that we actually feel we make difference. We've been restricted. We've been capped out. And the only thing we can do now pretty much is to look how GameStop most likely going to go down again. So it is kind of hard and interesting topic for me to talk about right now. I don't know what's going to happen with GameStop or those other companies, AMC, BlackBerry. The only thing I know for a fact that from now on, there will be a dramatic change in investing landscaping, because we saw that something can be changed. We my starting acting accordingly. Now people actually see that there can be power behind them. Now we see that even small guys like us can change dramatically the way how the market performs. If there is 1 million of Reddit guys and that's $1,000 each, now we suddenly have $1 billion. And with $1 billion, we can make a lot of different things. We can change how even big companies act during the day on the trade market. Anyways, I think that's it from you guys for today. If you liked what I heard, leave a like, drop a comment, maybe consider subscribing. I really, really appreciate that. I really hope that the coming trading days are going to be great for you. Let the stone gods be with you. Have a good day.